Yeah, because I don't want to be talking on camera. I'm going live again right now. Man, that's crazy. I'm live and it's nuts.
You live right now?
Yeah, I'm live right now, but I was live a minute ago and it did some weird stuff. People were saying spooky or something. I don't know what the hell they were saying, but people were saying. So, hey, you guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened, but people were saying spooky. What was so spooky? What happened? Because I didn't see what happened. Did it freeze up or what? What's up, Mac? Did my camera freeze up the last time? I'll wait for some people to get in here before I start. That's crazy, man. I'm sitting there talking about publishing and then it froze up. Oh, did it? Because everybody was saying spooky when I started talking. All of a sudden, everybody was like spooky. I'm like, what happened? I missed the whole, get down on what happened. I'm deep into my conversation and, Bon Bon back here in the back.
What's up, everybody?
That's my artist right there. He's super dope, man. Listen, so we're gonna get on this publishing thing, you guys. Okay, so I was talking about publishing and how artists can get robbed. We're gonna talk about that and how publishing works and the breakdown of publishing. Because in publishing, we're just gonna jump right in. You got your mechanicals, you got your sync licensing, and you have your live performance. You have performance royalties. You feel what I'm saying? There's so many different elements in the music industry that make up mechanicals in the publishing side. So what happens in this business is easy for people to get robbed in the music industry that are not paying attention to their publishing, to their copyright. And a lot of times, even with the copyright, if you have a record deal, you don't really control the copyright because a lot of the record companies, they want to administer, they want to control the copyright. That's just part of the game, right? I'm hoping I don't freeze up again, you guys. It didn't freeze up again. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, so they like to control, a lot of companies like to control the publishing. So the way they do that is when you come to the table, record companies will give an artist an advance. And they give an artist to an advance so that they can tap into the relationship of that publishing, right? And usually on a publishing deal, it's a 50-50 situation. So you either go in trying to get as much as you can as an artist, but if you're taking an advance up front, the less you're going to get on your publishing. That's just the logistics of the game because you can't properly go negotiate. Now, have there been other artists to negotiate a better situation? Absolutely. A lot of times, if you don't want the money, you're not hurting or need the money, you can step back off of it and go, no, I'm cool. I want as much publishing as I can get. And I don't want no advances. But how many artists are going to turn down advances? So the way Angie's first publishing deal worked is it was a 50-50 co-publishing deal. The person came to Angie. They said, listen, I can go make this happen. You can work for my company, or I can go get you a situation. We're writing these records. She signed a co-publishing deal. She owned 50%. That person that went and made the deal happen with the label owned the other 50%. That's how that can happen with an artist. Now, through the years, what happens is companies will sell their portion of their publishing. Sometimes they'll move around from company to company, from investment company to another investment company. They will buy, they will buy that asset, kind of like buying an insurance note. Like, you know what I'm saying? Insurance companies switch up. How many times have you had an insurance company you look up and another company has taken over your policy? It's that same similar concept in the music industry. Catalogs and masters are bought by other companies. And when you look up, there's a new company that's controlling that, right? But when that happens, it constantly can put an artist in a situation because they have to chase down. Because a lot of times you might not get an email that somebody has taken over that master or a company has come in and bought that out. They A lot of times those old contracts are paper contracts. They get lost. People don't know where people are. You feel what I'm saying? So people don't get emails and they end up having to chase their money and figure out where the money is. Now, within that, you got managers, you got people that come on board, that come around you, that become part of your circle. And then you have to start figuring out your trust level with the different people you bring into your circle. You understand what I'm saying? The more people you have in your circle, the more people you pay out. The more people you have in your circle, the more people you got to trust that are going to handle your business properly. Now, when you're a person like me, I don't trust everybody, but I keep women around me who run my situations, but I also oversee my situations with my publishing. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't just not know what's going on. I know what's going on because I see it. I know where it's at. I know where my song's at. I know where the publishing money comes. So I know what's happening when I'm writing a song for an artist, when artists get a song, if I'm producing it or writing it, I know what's happening with it at all times. This business is a complicated business, but one thing about it is the publishing is a bloodline business. And what do I mean by that? It's bloodline as in the family. When you're gone, they get that money. And when they're gone, somebody else gets that money. And if they marry somebody, that person actually ends up acquiring possible masters or the publishing. Prime example, Elvis' daughter owned all of Elvis' estate. She married the guy she married. When she passed away, this dude got all of Elvis' assets by default. So this publishing game is a very tricky game. It makes people greedy. It brings out all the dark-seated criminals, the dark-seated people, because I'm going to tell you, it generates so much money that everybody wants to be involved with it. You understand? Everybody wants to be involved because you might not think so. And even on the independent level, I'm going to talk to my independent artists that are watching. There's so much money in streaming, which is why you have companies like, Spotify, who are not paying artists what they should be paying them. They know it's $1 billion, trillion-dollar business. So there's mechanicals, there's sync licensing. Now, sync mechanicals or licensing is when somebody contacts an artist and say, hey, we're doing this big film. We want to use the song. That's other money again. This is why this publishing game can get scary because there's so many ways to make money. And you got to think a song can be a hit today and in 20 years down the road, a hit again and over again, back in the charts, boom, out, back in the charts. Do you see that? It doesn't stop generating money. You can continuously use it in commercials. So now it gives you an idea of how greedy people can get and want a piece of the pie because this is residual income. The most powerful and richest people in the world are rich off of residual income. Publishing and mechanicals are residual income, therefore making people very greedy about wanting to make money or be a part of an artist. Imagine an artist is getting a lot of streams, and then all of a sudden, excuse the guy in the back going, that's bum bum. He keep clearing his throat on my live. Listen, so imagine a person that you're a part of, and they making all this money, and you rocking with them, and every day they giving you $5 grand, $3 grand, because everything's good. They touring, they on the road, they making money, the streams are up, it's all good, right? And then people, y'all listen. I'm gonna end my live. You see, this is why I don't do lives with people in here. You see what he did? Look, he went that way up. Listen, but imagine making unlimited amount of money, and you got to trust your circle. You got to trust your circle because then you're taking care of everybody. This is not just the story of Stoney, of Angie Stone. This is the story of every artist. You pick any artist you want. This is their story. Literally, they're taking care of people typically. Pick any artist. It's rare that you have an artist that don't have people in their circle that they looking out for, right? So you got artists, you're dealing with the dynamic. They're making this money. Here's the mechanical side. There's money in the publishing, which is sync licensing, which is TV, right? TV, commercials, film, right? Sitcoms or whatever. And then you also have the mechanical side, which is downloads, streams, people reusing your record, right? And stuff like that. So a lot of artists will sign a publishing deal. So let's say I'm a publisher and you sign with me. My job is to take your songs and go get them placed with Beyonce, go get them placed with Michael Jackson, go get them placed with Prince, right? Talk to Prince. Hey, Prince, I got a great song for you. My writers. Prince say, I like that. Okay, I come back to you. I go, hey, I got your song placed. Prince company's gonna cut us a check right there on the spot. Plus, we get our money on the back end when that becomes a hit. Plus, Prince is gonna get a percentage because he took the song. So we're going to look out and be like, all right, we're going to give Prince 15, 20% or 10%, right? So this chopped up there, there's 200% in publishing, right? It's 50 broken down 50-50 though, right? So Prince, we can give him 20% because he gave us that placement. Because in this game, you also will give up percentages because you're telling the artist, thank you for allowing me to give the placement. Like with me, when I get placements on artists, even though I know I'm going to make money, I still will give them a percentage of the publishing. That's just me. Now, other artists do the same thing. I might give them 10%, 20%. It depends on how big the artist is. I might give them a bigger percentage. And that's like gratitude. Thank you for allowing me to get that placement. You understand what I'm saying? So we're looking at this situation with Stony and the publishing, and everybody's like, where's her money? But you got to understand how this works. This is a very tricky business, man. And the only people that want to steal are the people that are not creative people. It's never the people that are creative. Why? I could sit here and write a song. That person that's a writer, producer can write a song. You can make unlimited amount of money if your business is right. But the only people that typically steal from artists are ones that don't have a situation, the ones that are not creative, because it's a lot of money to be stolen in this business. A lot. This is why artists have to be careful. They have to watch their business at all times. It's a lot of money in this business, you guys. A lot. So imagine getting a check. You just did a movie placement. You just got a check for 50 low end or 100,000. You're getting your regular checks 4 times a year for publishing. That can be, those checks can go up to $1 million a year on just radio play, on just radio play. Now let's add in streaming. So we do the streaming and physical radio play. That could go up to 2-3 million. And that's even with Spotify taking a big chunk of the money, artists are still seeing money off of streaming. So imagine that. Then the artists got their money from their live performance, which they get to keep all of that. The only people they got to pay is the band and their managers. So if the manager's getting 10% or 15%, some managers will get 20, depending on how much work they're doing for the artist. It's a lot of money coming in all the time. You understand what I'm saying? So it makes people get greedy. It makes people want a piece of the action. They want it bad. They want to be around the artist. They want to figure out how to, if they can take it, they'll take it. If they can finesse it, they'll finesse it. I mean, just imagine, where else can you go where you know the money keeps flowing? So it brings dangerous people. It brings thieves. It brings the hustlers, the gamers. They're all attracted to that quick money that, by the way, the artists work hard to earn. With me, with any independent artist, it's the same thing. Thus the reason why I watch the people that I put around me. I don't just allow anybody to come around me. I don't. I deal with a lot of women, but I don't deal with women in a tricky way, like I'm a trick guy, like I'm out there chasing a cat. I don't do that. I deal with women because women are sharp. I like women around me because women catch things that men don't. Real talk. So I put women around me because they got that third eye. They're going to see things when I don't see it. You understand? And I put sharp women around me. You might be standing next to me and not know them 3 women are with me. Yeah, you ain't going to see no dudes. I mean, I got some homeboys that, we roll, but I keep women around me in the music industry and then every day because they see things that people don't see. You understand what I'm saying? Angie trusted people. She shared a lot of her private business, which you can't share too much of your private business as an artist, because the more people you have in your business, the worse it can get. Because if I start telling you how much my publishing is worth, then you start getting ideas. If you got a criminal mind, if you're a criminal person, you start having ideas like, ooh, all I got to do is be her friend, be his friend, act like I'm cool, hang around, chill out, gain the trust, and then go in for the bag. Boom. This is how a lot of people think this day. We're in a narcissist nation. We're in a narcissist world. Everybody want to be somebody, and there's nothing wrong with that. But because of that, you're going to suffer as an artist. And with this publishing game, there is so much money and so many ways to be tricky. I could sign an artist to a deal. For instance, it's easy for people to sign an artist to a deal. and trick them and take their publishing. This is why I don't mess with people's publishing. This is why I don't mess with people's publishing. You understand what I'm saying? All right, paperwork. I see you back again. I'm in Las Vegas right now. I'm listening to you talk about publishing. I'm taking notes. Are you saying that? Here's and what I'm gonna say, paperwork. I saw Jag on your channel, right? And I saw her talking. She was just saying a whole bunch of bullshit, right? It didn't make sense. And you in Vegas, we gonna definitely sit down. You here? We gonna connect for sure, for sure, for sure. So I'm gonna holler back at you. But let me answer that question. We really need to do this thing that we talked about. Let's do the ring thing. Let's just do it for charity. Let's just make it big, man. I'm telling you, we can make some money. But let's talk about this publishing. So listen, the stuff that Jag shared with you, yes, it's something I shared with her. But don't be fooled. Don't let Jag fool you when she tell you, oh, Stone tried to trick me with the fake paperwork. Is not fake. What you guys looked at was in the portal. You can't, anybody can go to that site. If you don't have the login to Angie's information, you're not going to get what I shared. So she's sharing false information with you. She's just doing this here. She's supposed to know the game. That's real information. The only reason when you go there, you don't see that same thing is you need the login. You understand what I'm saying? So the login, the login she doesn't have. So you're not going to see that information. But when you log in, if you had the login, you'd have seen that name at the top that you saw because that was the name that was in there. So I don't now the Walter situation, that's a whole nother conversation that Angie had with me. And right now I'm not ready to entertain that. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's so many different levels to this stuff. So I'm not going to try to entertain this because this conversation today was really more about really breaking down publishing to people. But I would say I would get on the phone and talk to you about that. But man, after that little Jag recording my car, I don't really trust nobody on some real shit. That shit was foul, but it's all good. Listen, but know this, the shit she shared to you came from me. And is it real? Yes, it's real. And another thing about it is, once again, the shit that she showed, she's not going to get because she doesn't have the login to the portal. Anybody could go to MLS and type in Michael Jackson's name and some of his songs going to come up. But if you don't have the login, you're not going to get the full detail as to who's collecting his publishing. So just know that she gave you phony information with that bullshit. I don't even know why she did that, to be honest. That was such bullshit. Paperwork just shot a donation out. All right, paperwork. Let's talk while you here, man. Let's sit down, man. Let's organize this charity event. You here? You got your people with you. I got my people with me. Let's sit and meet. Let's holler. Let's meet. Let's put this charity event together and let's chop it up and make it happen. Come on. Let's do it. Listen, Angie's publishing was worth a lot of money. The conversations that we had, we talked, I shared with her different options as to the future with her future publishing and how to finesse and move things with her publishing, how not to allow too many people to have access to the logins of her publishing. Shayna had a lot of access. Shayna would go in and change up the logins so we wouldn't have access to the publishing. That's the kind of stuff you don't want as artists. You don't want people over your shit where they can go in and they can change up your stuff. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want that. You want to be able to have access so you can actually go in and see your stuff and not have 3 or 4 people all up in your business, because now after she passed, Shayna went and changed the logins so that we couldn't log in. Now she had access that whole time. I remember us having a meeting and all of us, it was a panel of us. We were on the phone talking and Angie said to me, Stoney, did you get the new login? Now, we had asked a couple times for old girl to give us the login. I said, no, I didn't get it. She said, you sure? I said, no, I didn't get it, but I didn't think anything about it in that meeting. So I called her the next day because we had a meeting early that morning, me and the fellas, and I called her the next day after that meeting. I said, hey, I never got the login, right? So old girl, the Shayna chick was in the background listening. I said, yeah. I say, we need the login to be able to do more evaluations. She goes, Oh, she said she didn't give it to you. I said, no, she didn't. But I didn't know she was standing there ear hustling because she would always ear hustle, right? I said, no, she didn't give it to us. She said, oh, you need to give Stone the login. I thought you, oh, she said, oh no, I had already, she was just lying. She didn't want us to have the login for whatever reason. She didn't want us to have the login, which held all of that information because she kept changing the logins. So as soon as Angie passed away, the first thing I did was I went to log back in. She changed all the passwords so none of us could log in and peep stuff out. Now that didn't matter. We could still do certain things. We could still make certain moves, but she logged back in and changed the login. So we couldn't specifically log in to the rest of that MLS situation. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what happens with artists when you trust people to be around you, when you bring people into your life as an artist, major artist, independent artist that's got some stuff popping, you got records popping, you doing good. This is what happens when you trust people in your circle. Crypto. Thank you, Crypto Fitness. Thank you, family. I appreciate you for that donation. Love, all love, family. I appreciate that. This is what happens when you bring people into your business and you trust them and you think they're going to do the right thing, but they're thinking about the money. Now, I got a call a week ago saying this girl that went and bought property in Mexico. It's sad. The story of Black artists is always the same. That publishing either gets robbed from the outside or the inside or both. In the case of Stoney, it's an inside job. And it definitely wasn't me. You know what I mean? I make my own publishing. I write my own records. I was excited about the future of writing records with Stoney. But you know, when you see something, you try to be as humble as possible and not really go in on a person like you. You're letting people rob you, letting, you know, I try not to do that, but I try to do it in a way where I was like, man, how do I say you're being robbed without saying you're being robbed? So I said, you got to be careful with who you trust your stuff with, Stoney. And I'm saying this to any artist. It don't matter if you're an independent artist. Independent artists make money too. Um, Crypto, thanks for the second donation, family. Thank you, family. Listen, independent artists make a lot of money too. A lot of money. I think a lot of people have forgotten how much money is in the music industry because you don't see it. You will think that it's not any money in this business. But if it wasn't money in this business, why are there private investors that are banking on investing in independent artists, wanting a piece of independent artists? I know this personally. I've sent many major artists to private investors who will break them off 200,000, a half a million because they want a piece of the royalties. So it's letting you know that with this streaming, the industry has grown. The music industry is a high profit business. Everybody wants a piece of it because even when the economy is bad, people still listen to music and they watch movies. Those two are the industries that they don't, there's really no bottom to them because we want to see movies. Whenever the economy's in shams and things are bad, we go listen to music and we watch movies. You understand what I'm saying? So if you really want to be an artist and you want to be in this business and you think that just being an artist is it, and you get lucky and get a hit, and you don't know the game about the publishing and how it works, I suggest if somebody offers you a deal, hold on to your publishing. If you don't have to take the advance, don't take it. You can go borrow. If you got good credit, you can go to the bank and get that same money because your publishing is your bloodline money. That's your long money. Do you understand what I'm saying? That money lasts a long time. Period. That money lasts a long time. It don't end. It's bloodline money. This is what the argument is always in the music industry. Where is the money? What happened to Michael Jackson's publishing? What happened to Prince publishing? What happened to Whitney's pub? Everybody wants to know. The real truth is there's a lot of greedy people in this business and they want a piece of it because it generates so much money. And how do you combat that as an artist? The only way you combat that as an artist is you have to be smart. You have to not be desperate for a check or an advance. You have to be smart enough to sit back and look at the numbers, expect your future of what you're going to make. You got to say no sometimes. You got to, because you're going to get all the dark people that want to be around you, because dark people, that's what they do. They want to be a part of wherever the money's at, they smell it. You got to learn this business, because when you learn this business, you don't have to worry about getting got by this business. I own all of my publishing. I own all of my masters. I own all my stuff. I own all of my stuff. Everything. If I go make a deal, I'm making my deal. I don't let. Now, here's the thing. I do allow certain parts of my publishing to be under people in my circle's name, because I trust them, just like Stoney did. But I know my people, and I can turn that button off quick. I can easily go in and change it and lock it down, because you got to trust somebody, but you just can't trust the wrong people. But I own everything. There's no company over my publishing. There's no company over here over my publishing. I own it. Now, there's a price to pay for owning everything. That means your hustle's got to be on point. You got to push hard. You got to work harder. You got to do the things that other people don't do. And there's a price to pay for accepting money from people. And sometimes it could mean your life. Does that happen in this business? There's huge possibilities. We've seen it. We can go back to Jackie Wilson. Sam Cooke, excuse me. Yeah. Sam Cooke was going to start his distribution company. He was bringing all the black artists under his company. He was owning it. He partnered up with this cat. He ended up passing away. So does that happen in this business? Absolutely. Which is why some deals I didn't take. Which is why some situations I walked away from, because I did not want to owe anybody in the future. And I didn't want a situation where when I had to call and be like, can I get my masters back? I didn't want nobody tripping with me, and I didn't want to deal with a situation where I had to watch my back. Because in this business, that happens. Paperwork. I see you, family. He says, Angie Stone sector is split in half. How about you be a guest on my show? One-on-one Friday. We talk, bury the hatchet, and let the people know that we all agree to disagree for Angie. No tricks, just two people. Paperwork. Please listen. I would love to do that. I love to do that. But brother, listen, after Jag pulled that trick she did, I'll never get on the phone with her again. And we deal with the same people. I would love to do that, man. But the tricks, man, cats be on there with some tricks, man. And I would love to do this for Angie, but it'd be so tricky, man. It just be tricky, because we get me on the show, and then here goes the narrative, and Jaguar Right pops up. I'm not trying to talk to Jag no more. We really all need to pray for Jag. I'm not trying to say nothing. I have nothing else to say to her. She got on your show. She tried to twist the narrative. I shared that information, paperwork, because I knew she was going to share it with you. That's the only reason I shared it with her. I didn't share it with her because I wanted her to have it. I only wanted you to see it. And she did exactly what I thought she was going to do. I would love to do that Friday, but you will have to keep your word that it's not going to be no tricky business, family. And I'd have to bring somebody on with me. Maybe Mpxone with me, sitting with me. You understand what I'm saying? The thing is, man, you're 100% correct. We should have did this in the beginning, but instead, everybody wanted to bash me, saying the information I'm sharing, because I don't want to say names. You got to respect when people don't say names, though, paperwork, because it's not good to always bash people if we don't have the proof that they're lying or they've done something. We got to respect that, man. Like, we just got to respect that. Everybody's not a liar on the internet. Everybody's not a liar on the internet. But because people do it for whatever reason, then that makes people go, I believe that. And you haven't. And here's the thing about you, paperwork. Your people believe everything you say. You're responsible for that. Paperwork, you're responsible for that, man. Like, you got a platform, brother. You got to use your platform, man, in a way that is going to really move people to the truth. I understand and I respect that you built your platform, but if you're not using it for the proper thing, then what's the real purpose of it? Because it's doing more damage than helping. All I try to do is come here and tell my truth, man, to all of y'all. That's all I try to do, like, to everyone on here, to tell my truth. And instead of people calling me saying, let me holler at Stone, Let me holler at Stone. Let me inbox Stone. Let me call him and see if we can figure this shit out. Because the brother got some information, but because of just me protecting the family, I'm not worried about myself. The truth is the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you got to stand for nothing to fall for everything. But I will not mention people's name that didn't do stuff. Now, if Angie told me some stuff, she shared stuff with me, I don't have a problem with sharing the truth because that's what she wanted me to do. But I don't want nobody to take. Jag is trying to bounce off of everybody's show. She bouncing over here, she over there. It's like, make it make sense. And she just creating stuff that ain't even, it's like we in the Twilight Zone. I felt like it was an episode of the Twilight Zone. The shit ain't even making sense. It ain't even making sense. We got to make it make sense. Because if we say, let's say, who say that they solve all these cases on the internet, I don't have a problem if somebody want to say they solved it. Who gives a damn, right? Just don't twist my story. Don't twist my words. Don't say that I am lying because I won't share a name because y'all trying to trick me into sharing a name. I know the game. I was born at night, but not last night. I would have loved for all of us in the beginning to come together and do this. All somebody had to do, instead of tricking me to go on a live paperwork, instead of you tricking me, all you had to do is say, let me get one of my people hit Stone. Hey man, paperwork want to talk to you, man. The first 2 days on the real, man. No tricks, no games. He just want to holler at you, man. He's trying to help solve this too, Stone. If it was done like that, none of us even would be where we're at right now. It would have just been solved. It would have been peace, and we would have came together as black men and black women and made a movement to create what we needed to do to go make this thing happen and get attention on this situation for Stony, Angie Stone, the family and the kids, man, and everything, and for the fans, man. We would have just looked over all the other stuff and not let Jaguar Wright come in and make this about herself. She's sitting there lying. She didn't tell y'all though that they try to get me to get her to do a residency, asking me, oh, let's see if you can get me to do a residency in Vegas. She didn't say that, huh? She also didn't play the recording from the beginning where I said, have we ever met each other? Do you know me, Jag? Do you know me? No, you don't know me. You ain't never met me. So let's start with that first. Is what I said in the beginning, just so she knows that we don't know each other. We only know each other through the same people. So I had to start the conversation off with asking her, let me ask you a question. Have you ever met me? No, I've never met you. Exactly. We don't even know each other. So why are you speaking on me in a negative way? There's so much negative shit we can choose from day to day. Why not try a little bit of positivity? Is that hard? Is it is it hard? Is it hard for us to just say, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try a little bit of that positivity today. Give me some of that positivity pie. Because negativity, I get it. I get it. It fused the internet. I get it. But at this point, it's about solving Angie Stone's mysterious situation and figuring out the rest of this stuff with the publishing, which I know about. Right? It's about us solving that. So I think we can put aside the drama to solve that. And then y'all can go back to the drama. Leave Stone out of that shit. I do music for a living. I don't do all this. That's why I forbid to go back and forth with Jacqueline Jaguar. I just gave her a name, by the way. I forbid to do that. Because why? Why am I going to give her my energy when I know I'm coming from a place of as much pureness as possible? As much pureness as possible. Because I know, man, I wake up every day, I meditate 7 times a day. I live by this stuff for real. Letting people throw me off my axis, letting people throw me off of my what I'm focused on. I'm here on the internet getting into this arguing with people. Then I got to go in the studio and keep a clear mind and try to create great music with these artists and keep my head straight and sane. So if it wasn't for me meditating, I would be like Jag. I'd probably be a loose cannon too. Y'all cannot y'all better try to, all of y'all, paperwork, you know what I'm saying. I understand how you run your channel. I get it. But don't let her spin you. Don't let her spin you. We've already seen all this crazy stuff happening. Now, none of us, once again, like I said yesterday, none of us are perfect. None of us have done everything perfect in our lives. So we ain't even going to pretend like we are. But what we can do is learn how to get along as Black folks. Because too many people watch us on the internet. They think we monkeys anyway. They believe that. They really believe that's what black people are. Y'all savages, y'all monkeys. And we're showing them that we can't even come together. We can't even come together and have a decent conversation for the sake of another black person, another black woman. That's what we're showing them. We're showing these people that everything they say about us is exactly what they believe and what the stereotype was built on. We savages. We're savages. That's what they think we are. When white folks come together, they can put aside their indifferences for a cause. For a cause. They know how to set that aside. Why don't we learn how to set that aside and just have a conversation? We don't have to like each other to help solve a situation. There's plenty of countries that don't like the US and they still talk to each other. We don't have to be best friends to come together. This is what I was saying from the beginning. We don't have to. We don't have to. We don't even have to live alike to say we're going to come together for a common cause right now. And then y'all go back to y'all internet stuff that y'all do, because I don't do that kind of internet stuff. It's only music over here, and y'all can go back to doing that after we get finished with this Angie stuff. Y'all can go back to fighting each other, and Jag, she can go back to being cuckoo or whatever she want to be. God bless her heart, or acting cuckoo, because I really don't think she's cuckoo. I think it's part act and part medication. Y'all stop letting Jag spin y'all. I planted a seed with Jag on purpose because I wanted to see her move, and I already knew what her move was going to be, to talk trash about me. And she fell right into the bag of it. After having a mutual friend of ours put us on the phone and say that both of y'all are talented, solve this. She went for the money bag. She didn't give a damn about Stone Paxton. She didn't even give a damn about our mutual friend. Because if she had respect for him, she would have never did what she just did, went on your show and tried to discredit me again. Paperwork. You know that. I mean, you've been doing this a long time with the internet, so you done figured out how people move. So I know you know everything I'm saying. But going over to Auntie Mickey's channel, and you got the Storm dude trying to play me. Nah, don't try to play me. You none of y'all can play me. But we can have a conversation. The Quiet Storm. Let me correct, because somebody told me there's a different guy too with the same name. So let me say Quiet Storm. And then I got random people sending me people's names, and then I got everybody's real names. I don't have to say that. Who's who? You understand what I'm saying? This is about Angie Stone, y'all. Can we just? And at this point, man, I got so many people hit me up for interviews asking me, paperwork, you're a funny dude, man. You really should think about doing comedy too, because you funny as shit. Paperwork say Friday the world will see Paperwork and Stone Live. Paperwork, that $100 ain't gonna work, my nigga. You gonna have to be better shoot that $5,000 in that account, nigga. I give you exclusive, and I'm gonna give half that money straight up to Angie's family that day. You're a real talk. Cash at me. I'm gonna send half that money straight over to Diamond. I'm gonna call Diamond and Mike and send them half that money. That's how we're gonna do it. I love to. I mean, you here in Vegas? We can do it right here in Vegas. I have my people sitting there. You have your people. We do the interview. You let me know, man. I mean, because the truth is, we do need to put this stuff aside. I got 6 or 7 shows and hit me up for interviews. People wanting to know certain things. I just don't want the narrative spent. And so I even told them, I don't know if I want to do the interview because y'all ninjas gonna take my shit and flip it. I'd rather get on here and just tell everything I gotta say. If that's the case, I'm just saying. I'm a person of my word. Everybody in the music industry that knows me knows that. Let me tell y'all something else. Jag has talked shit about everybody in the music industry. Everybody. These are all people that could help this lady. These are all people that was there for her no matter what she say. Whatever the ones that hurt her. But a lot of the people she talked shit about didn't do nothing to her. And I'm sure she'll see this and continue to talk shit about Stone, say things about who cares. We all know that other planet, she's sitting on that other planet. That's the Twilight Zone. truth is, you got to watch who you talk about, because there's people that can still help you. Stone could have helped you. Stone still can help you. But if you're talking about me, why am I going to do anything for you? Why am I going to do anything? Why do I want a person that's going to stab me in the back because I won't go on their channel and give my damn information? You crazy, man. That's retarded. Ain't nobody going to do all that because they already know you're going to spin the narrative, Jag. That's why I'm coming to you with love. That's why all I can say to you is I love you and I pray for you, because you do this to everybody, man. It don't matter who it is. I was on the phone this morning with an anonymous caller, and she told me all the things that you did to her and about a film situation. A few people, a guy, somebody else in there. I ain't gonna mention no names. They told me about the big deal you had, the film situation, your own podcast, and how you destroyed that. How they set you up. You have money on the table, your new album, your podcast, and how you turn everybody against each other. How you turn everybody against each other. How you keep doing that. Eventually, those people are no longer going to be there. You're not going to be able to go to a paperwork, even though paperwork is his doors are open for you. But even paperwork and all the GGTV and all these other people, Auntie Mickey, they're going to figure it out. And then people going to be like this, like I am. Because you and I only spoke one time and I backed up like this. You want to make money? Go ahead. Just call it Cuckoo TV. And just flip out on TV. It won't matter. But if you really trying to focus on your career, you'll play cleanup and the public apologies. You told me this. You're going to make paperwork apologize to me publicly. That's what you said. Since you want to tell stuff, since you want to talk about recordings I got you too. I got you recorded too. Now, how about that? Huh? Because I already knew your play. You said you're going to make paperwork apologize to me on live. But I think that was game to get me to do your live show. Because how you going to get paperwork to apologize to me? You don't control paperwork. But you also told me paperwork was your boots on the ground. So then I went, okay, here we go. Here we go. I can't mess with you. Or was that all cap? Because you'll turn on paperwork too. You'll turn on anybody. This is just what you do. Okay? You're a great artist, but you're not Angie Stone. You're a great artist. You're Jaguar Wright. You're great in your lane. You're not Angie Stone. She's in her lane. She's a legend. She created this neo soul stuff. And I know you respect her because I heard you say it. But when you talk to me, and I share with you about why Angie told me that, when she saw your live, it gave her the courage to do. I kept it real with you. Yes, I told you that Angie came to me in the spirit. Why you try to take that and distort it like, oh, she was standing there and saw looking at him. Yes, she was. Because I was mourning her so much. She came to me. Yes, she did while I was in the studio. She came to other people and they said the same thing I said. She didn't say one word. Very close people in her circle said the same thing to me too. Like I said, she just looked at them and she didn't say nothing. That means something. That means help me get justice. Now, I don't know what it means to you, Twilight Zone. I don't know what it means to you, but that meant a lot to me. But you want to take that and distort what I'm saying and what I'm thinking and throw that out and change the narrative like it means something. At this point, I think the world, and not just people on your channel, I think the world and kind of figured you out to just be a random talking coconut cuckoo head motherfucker. I'm just saying, that's not out of disrespect. I'm just saying, because this is how you carry yourself. I'm a solid brother. I came to you with love. I spoke to you with love on the phone. Your intentions were already derogatory and demonic. You were burning sage. And I thought to myself, you had an incense. I said, what's she think that incense gonna do? And I wanted to say that to you. Do you think the incense is gonna clean your bullshit up? Do you think the sage is going to clean? Darkness from darkness creates darkness. That's what you got to understand. I can't go do people wrong and then and I'm going to get some light from that. That ain't going to happen. It's darkness. You have created darkness, not even the great music that people want to hear. You have created darkness. And then you follow everybody else with your darkness. If Paperwork smart, he'll wake up and eventually understand that too and go find him somebody else to deal with on his channel. And everybody else until you get your shit together. Until you get your shit together. It's just like when you were on, it's just like when you were on that live and you thought you were going to spin Orlando. And I already knew. I said, he can't spin Orlando. You thought you were going to spin Orlando. And you couldn't. It didn't work. He gave you a taste of your own medicine. Yeah. Yes, he did. You say what you want to say. I already knew he was going to spin the shit out of you. He spent your ass. You was confused. I saw it in your eye. Now we can keep this going. There's a lot of people talking about you online. We can keep this going. One thing I'm good at is I write songs for a living. You do too. But I'm cold with it. Now we can keep this going, Jackie. You know I come from a place of love. We know the same people. We can keep this going. You can keep saying negative about me, and I can just turn it all the way up. I mean, I have yet to turn it all the way up. But oh, yes, I can turn it all the way up. But I come from love. I want you to remember that. So when you watch this, don't be hurt. Because I know you're going to watch it. You're probably watching it now low key. Your boyfriend, he operates with common sense. I like him. I know a lot of people have negative things to say about him. They tell me to watch him too. But he knows some of the same people I know. So I'm going off of that. But also, you know some of the same people I know. And look what you did to me. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's operating from the same place. He even told you on the phone with me, Jag, you can't talk about people without having proof of what you're saying. You can't do that. That's what he said on the phone with me, with you on the phone. You can't just make up stuff about people. We talked about this before, Jag. If he's a smart man, I pray to God that he finds a good woman, because you're not really being a solid person to people. So I know you can't be a solid person to your man. That's all I'm saying. No disrespect. Please don't take it personal. Please don't take it personal. I am just saying things that make sense, not to hurt the emotion. Operate from a place that makes sense. You could wake up tomorrow and change your whole life and focus on the music and focus on the people that's trying to love back on you. Stop damaging people online. Stop talking bad about people that do the same kind of stuff you do in the music industry. Stop lying on people that ain't never said nothing about you. Because everybody has their day. You think you can continue to do this, and then you're going to continue to operate this way, and the universe is going to allow you to be this way and everything go good? No. That day going to come where you're going to be faced with those demons face to face, and you deal with them already. But that big demon, oh, you're going to open the door and it's going to be standing right there in front of you going, hello. And you're not going to be able to get away from it. You got to stop doing this to people that care about you. I know a lot of people that love you that have told me the same thing, and they're hurt over every time they try to help you, you damage it. Your career could be so much further now. You create your own new publishing. I know you had situations with your old records and your contracts. Create new publishing. You say you're the smartest person on Paperwork's channel. You said something that I thought was the funniest thing in the world. I'm tired of being the smartest person in the room. You're not. Smartest person in the room shuts their mouth and listens and learns. You're not the smartest person in the room. You're actually not even the wallpaper on the wall. You're not the smartest person in the room. Hey, Rainmaker. Thank you, sweetie. You're not the smartest person in the room. And I do believe, and I don't know, Paperwork, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you know about oh boy, what's his name? the quiet storm. Did you know about what I talked about yesterday? You know, his daughter hit me up, and I was trying not to even say the name, but he was in my comments saying daughter. I'm like, bro, stop texting in my comments, man. I didn't even know about that. She hit me up with that information, his daughter, and it shocked me. But it's not up to me to judge. I don't know if you knew that, but he was riding with you tough. Maybe he was riding with you tough because he didn't want you to go research him and find that out. I don't know. I just know he was rocking with you, brother. I will tell you one thing. That nigga love you. Oh, he loves you. Yes, he does. He loves you, bro. He he loves you unconditionally. That's some real shit. Um, Eye of Crystal, get off my motherfucking channel. Hey, block her, moderator. Pass the pass. Fuck out of here with that shit. Well, you know what? Don't block her. Keep her there. Just don't say that shit to me. Don't tell me the past is the past. Don't block her. Unblock her. Listen. Yeah, the past is the past, but get off my channel with that bullshit because y'all keep acting like I'm the one that created this shit. Don't come in my channel with the bullshit. Past is the past. Fuck you. Off my channel with that. Sorry, y'all. Make me come out of character, man. Yes. Victory said, make it make sense. What you talking about, Victory? Make what make sense? Disrespectful, Michelle says. Who's disrespectful, Michelle? Huh? Somebody say, now you're good. Now good, bro. He's a dick for saying that. Hey, who said what? Hey, Mac, who said what? Okay, so paperwork said he never knew about Quiet Storm. He said it was shocking. Well, we all have a past. I know he said he's a veteran. I still think he's a big part of. Listen, I will say this, paperwork. Um, the daughter said anybody involved with him, she said some deep stuff. She said anybody involved with him is gonna go down. I would have to have you talk to her. You would have to talk to her. I don't know. You know, it's hard. How do you get a person to go on a movement when they got their own movement that some stuff they need to take care of? If I didn't do something and somebody accused me, I'd be going to clear my record to have that shit expunged. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's all I'm saying, man. Like, that shit's got to make some sense. And that shit threw me. That threw me, bro. I don't judge people, bro, but that shit threw me for one. It did. So excuse what he did. That's sick. What? Tara, what you say, Tara? Tara's paperwork. Tara's saying something deep to you. She's saying, so you just want to excuse what he did and he just run on the Angie Stone movement and disregard what he did to that woman? That's what Tara's saying. Tara addressed you just now, paperwork. Brother Chris, Kingpin. Oh, no, Kings. Sorry. Chris Kingles. What's happening, family? I hope that I didn't. I'm sorry if it's a female. I apologize. Oh, that microphone behind me. Oh, you like that? Listen, let me tell you something about this mic. This mic, when you hear it on these records, I got two mics. I got another mic right here, and I got this one and another one, another one. This mic. Oh man, I almost don't even want to tell you what it is. You inbox me and I'll tell you. I don't want to post it on. I don't want to give up some of the game, but inbox me and I'll tell you what it is. Mac say, bro's gonna send another 50. Mac, you funny. Truth 75 said, okay, if he can see it and you have clarity of vision, here you're speaking on this man in the platform for speaking truth from his experience. Okay, true. Thank you, true. Kappa Met Hap says, this is what I say. I say this is in peace. It's three sides to every story. Yes, here's the three sides. The truth is in the middle. We have our side, we have their side. Now here, I'm literally in the middle. I don't have a side. I only have the side of Angie Stone, what she shared with me. So I have no side. My side would be me arguing against what Angie told me. So I'm right in the middle with Angie, right here in Buddha style, right here. See that? Buddha style. I'm right in the middle. I have no side. It was only Angie Stone's side and the side of the people that were taking from her. And whatever happened to her, we will find the truth. It's going to come out. You can't. The truth is going to happen. We all know that every situation eventually has to face what happened to the person. And the truth will surface and it's going to come out. And then everybody's going to see what really happened to her. There's no stopping that. There's no stopping that. I give credit to those that have been out here doing the research. I give credit to paperwork. He's been doing this thing. He's been, doing his research. You can't take that away from everybody that's been out here doing the doing the work. But the truth will come to pass. It can't be stopped. It can't be. It's life. It's the circle of life. It's going to come around. The truth is going to come around. If I'm missing anybody's comments, I'm sorry, you guys. It's just a lot of comments. Let me grab my phone and see if I can log in and read some of these comments. Hold on. Hey, I appreciate you guys interacting with each other like this. But paperwork, somebody asked you a question a second ago. And Latasha, I'm coming to Philly. I got that stage play I'm doing. I gotta actually call today and see what the date is because they sent me the date, but I lost the paperwork. I'm coming to Philly for that stage play that I'm doing. I'll be there for a whole week in Philly doing that stage play. So I will be there in Philly for sure doing that stage play. Look, you guys, there's so much going on in the world with our people. And when was the last time Black people actually came together and did something that made a difference? Hold on, let me read some of these comments. Okay, so Leanne Newman said, nothing from darkness stays hidden once the light hits. You're right, Leanne, that's the truth. Latasha said, great day. Hey, Latasha. Harm, is that Q5 or is that O5G? Jennifer, paperwork has been boots on the ground, traveling to Alabama in her hometown for the funeral. That doesn't sound like fraud to me. Hey, paperwork. My man just posed a question or a statement to you about Jennifer. He said she's been back and forth to Alabama, boots on the ground, which is Alabama's her hometown for the funeral. He said it doesn't sound like fraud to him. Did you call her fraud, family? Tamara Cooper said, name a person that Jag has helped with WCW or cruelty-free artistry. Absolutely. I'm with you on that. Victory Nick says, Philly does close to New York. Yes, Philly is. Keppa Matt says that part when question. Queen TV said, justice for Angie Stone. Thank you. Thank you. Oliver Langston said, Black people wake up. Absolutely, man. Black people, man. Come on, y'all. What are we doing? Camino, my brother Camino said, yeah, I see it. And I heard Demetrius vocals, damn, sound great. And hey, Camino, hit me up in the inbox and I'll tell you. We can look at MLC and see who have her songs they took from her. And it will all come back to her. Camino, listen. So MLC is only going to show certain things, right? So when you log in, you see some things in MLC that you don't see just logging in as a random person going to look in there. You see what I'm saying? So like if you was here in the studio with me, I'd be able to show you some things that you won't see unless you are logged in. Because when you log in the portal, you see more. And that's what Jag didn't explain the paperwork. He didn't tell paperwork, paperwork. Maybe the reason why we only see that is because we don't have the login. I mean, that's like some easy shit to figure out. You think, but she was trying to spit negative to paperwork to make him think I gave her false information. No, nigga, I gave you that information came right from my email. That's why I shared 2 emails with her. I shared the email with Angie sending it to me. Then I shared the email with us opening the actual MLC just so she could share it with paperwork because I knew she was going to make it about herself. She could have just sent it to paperwork. I knew she was going to make it about herself. That's why I threw that game at her because I knew she was going to jump the gun and she fell for exactly what I wanted her to. You can't do that, man. You can't run that play. Uh little dreadhead activist said he said he said POW prisoners of war. Little dread straight up. Little dread activist said benches he doing too much. Paperwork needs to become a POW. Hey, little dreadhead activist. Hey, paperwork. Read what little dreadhead said. Hey, little dread activist. That's funny. That's funny, family. You know what I love? This is what I do love about YouTube. I get some real interesting people on here that really make me laugh and say some stuff that have me cracking up. Um, Let me see. Divine said, thought-provoking topics and discussion. Shout out to Stone Paxton and Paperwork TV for being real men and letting go of the mess and focusing on important parts of Justice for Angie Stone. I said a prayer for you men together. Thank you, Divine. I appreciate that. I respect that. Crypto Fitness said, can you check to see who owns Jags Publishing? Crypto. I can find that out. I'll find that out, Crypto. I'll find that out, Crypto. And I'll do a video talking about it. I'll get that information. Find out. I think I already know, Crypto. I think I already know, but I'll find it and actually do an actual video about it. That's something good to talk about. Thank you, Crypto. That's something good to talk about. Why don't we talk about that? You feel what I'm saying? Um, yeah, that's deep. I'll definitely have to dive deep into that. Let me see who else said. Queen TV said paperwork PWAM counting. What? Paperwork AM counting. Jennifer said Jags lying, saying she was in the studio with Angie when she wrote Brother. Um, that's what she told me, but I can easily find that out because I know the people that were in the studio with her when she did that record. She might not be lying because Jag has been around the business a long time, but I can find that out easily. I can make one phone call and find that out because I know who was there when the record was cut, so I can find out if that's true. Let me see. Little Dread says Stone. Oh, I'm sorry, Little Dread. I'm a female nurse and an Army vet. Thank you for the service to our country. Little Dread activist, thank you for the service to our country. Appreciate you. Appreciate all our veterans. I come from a family full of veterans. So Miss Williams said, you mean Quiet Storm? Oh no. Somebody was saying, responding to somebody. Oliver Langston says some people need to consider Angie's kids when they create these narratives. Absolutely. Absolutely, Oliver. Is it Olivera Langston? You're 100% correct. That's why I've been trying to keep it like as cordial as possible. A retreat, is that, eternity. God bless. Good idea, Stone. Sorry, eternity. I just chopped your whole name up. I'm sorry. Jess D Show says Stone Packs and Jaguar Jit just did a live saying that you're trying to set her up, pimp. Y'all see what I'm saying? I told y'all she was gonna watch this. Now somebody says she's on her live saying that I'm setting her up. How am I setting her up? Y'all know I come from love. Come on, man. Quit. She's saying that I'm setting her up. How I set her up? How did I set her up? Please, y'all tell me. Did I set Jag up? How did I set her up? She took my information. She went on Paperwork's channel and tried to twist it. Instead of waiting for me to give her an interview, which I wasn't even charging her for an interview. I was doing it because we have the same people. I don't know, y'all. I got love for Jag, but I can't do all this extra. Lady Majoy says she's disillusional. DVP 702 say, be right back. I want to go see. Hey, where you go? DVP, where you left? Somebody said, Herman 05G said, Jack gives me schizophrenia. Schizophrenic. She gives me schizophrenic vibes. I think he's saying she needs to be in somebody's hospital, respectfully. Hey, man. Yes. How do you turn this Angie thing? Look, think about this, you guys. I never even talked about my music this whole time, right? I never, as the hashtag for Angie, I never start saying, y'all go get my music, go stream my music. I never said none of that. I never said that because I didn't care about that. I only cared about the calls and the conversations that me and Stoney had, and the times that she called me saying she needs somebody to talk to. You know, let me tell y'all something. We've all had a friend that call us late at night and say, can I talk to you? I just need somebody to talk to. Angie called me one time, and it bothered me because of the way she called me. And she said, I didn't answer at first. She texted me, she said, can you talk? And I was like, oh, so I called immediately. I said, I'm here. And she said, I just need somebody to talk to, Stoney. If you don't mind. And I said, no. I said, it don't matter. I'll be on this phone for hours, because I could tell when she was talking to me, it was something going on. When she started talking to me, just sharing stuff with me, my heart was broken with the things she was saying. But the fact that she didn't have nobody to talk to is what really fucked me up. She had tons of people in her house. I could hear people in the background. And she told me, I don't have nobody to talk to. That's why I'm calling you. And that hurt me. So, yes, when you see me talking about Angie and you see me shed those tears, that's real. That ain't cap. I'm not trying to get views. I'm not trying to have people be cool with me because I'm talking about her. This woman came from here. When she spoke to you, she spoke to you from here. And I'm going to tell you another thing she used to do. I could call anybody randomly on the phone. I could be like, Stoney, Angie, can you please say hi to my cousin? Say hi to my sister. She said, okay, baby, call them. She always made time for everybody. So when I cried those tears, yeah, it was real. As I'm talking to you, I get emotional because I think about the conversation that I had with her. And when we talk, it gets a bit emotional for me. That's why I don't like to talk about it on the live, because it gets emotional. You understand? I'll say this without me having to get too emotional. Um, she touched me. She would have deep conversations with me. She would say the deepest things to me. But at the same time, this woman was hurting. She didn't trust what was going on around her. She shared these things with me. She was hurting. She didn't like the fact that she wasn't getting her respect. She told me about people in the music industry and all the things that they had done to her through the years. She was hurting. So when I cried that first day, it was real. And it's real now. It's real now, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying not to get myself too emotional right now, but it was real. And my march and my stance is strictly for that, not for nothing else, not for this clown show that Jag is running. I don't care about that. Not for the narrative that everybody keeps throwing it. I unlike Tupac. I unlike DMX. I unliked Angie. That narrative came up too. How could you do a person that way that was so close to the narrative that everybody's talking about? You understand what I'm saying, y'all? That shit hurt me. The day she passed away, I've not stopped crying. You know? Y'all don't get it, man. I gotta go. Have a good day.